Following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks, how you doing out there today? So checking out the markets and another flat day. If it wasn't for the Fed, wasn't for Apple, what would there be, right? So looks like the market's down. We got the S&P down 4 points, the Russell down 5.9 points on the day right now. We got natural gas, the NASDAQ is basically flat, give or take, a couple ticks there. And we got the Dow, it's actually up 4 points, and we got copper, which is pretty flat on the day so far, but down 0.09. That's still actually a decent number, but not huge by any means. We got gold, it's down $1.50, and we got silver is actually making a little bit of a rally today, so up 20.8 there, or point not 20.8. 0.08, and then looking over at natural gas. Natural gas just falling like crazy again today, and of course oil, man, talking about a fall yesterday. Looks like those oil reserves are being dumped out, 1.5 million barrels a day going out and punching all the stops, isn't he, right? We got the Fed, we got oil reserves, and trying to see if he can escalate the market and deflate the price of energy all at the same time. First time I think he tried to purposefully deflate the price of energy. And, of course, talking about the current president that we got going on. Looking over at corn. Corn is down 5.5. Right now on the day, we got soybeans down 14.5, so it actually has a decent little move over on the ags going on there. And looking at the currencies, Aussie dollar down 39 pips, Euro dollar doing a retracement back down 86 pips. So still up pretty high off the latest rally, but it actually has had a nice, good, solid move down today. And then looking over at pound dollar, got it down, move just a few pips, barely moving at all for you. So that's our current market wrap for the day, and I'd just like to keep you updated in every hour here at TFNN.com. And, of course, don't forget you can always listen to us on the web at TFNN.mobi. And if you haven't done so already, definitely hop on the website. You can check out the live broadcast and everything else where you can see the trader screens as we're on the air and we're talking to you about different things. And take advantage of the free live workshop. We have this free live workshop coming up here literally just in like 10, 11 days. And so as soon as you go to TFNN.com, you're going to see free live workshop. Click on that. It's going to be in person in Tampa. And you can see all the details on here. It'll be out the Grand Hyatt. And it'll be from 8:30 to 12, again in Tampa, Florida, 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon. So if you're going to be in the area, then definitely register for that event. And, of course, make sure you're going to be able to make it because we expect a packed event, and we don't want anybody to miss out because the seat's taken up. But if you can make it, please do register right away. Spacing is limited, and once it's full, it's full. So first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, and we'll save you a spot. You'll be able to come in and hear from Dan Cook directly from Nadex. You'll be able to hear Tom O'Brien talk about identifying the trade and trade setups. I'll be going into diagnostic trading, looking at fundamentals, technicals, seasonals, and statistics, and how you can apply that to, of course, Nadex binaries and spreads. And then Tom and I will come together and talk about doing trade management with risk management using Nadex and how to put the whole piece together. Dan's going to wrap it up for us, and you are going to get several hours of power-packed learning teaching you different ways to trade on Nadex to take your trading to another level. And one of the things I'm talking about all the time is, the markets obviously are constantly new conditions, okay? You have $3 moves in 1 minute yesterday, $4 moves over a few minutes on oil. I mean, that's a $3,000 to $4,000 move. And I don't know about you, most people don't really want to have that kind of risk in their account where they could lose several grand in a matter of a minute on one single contract. We're not talking about big traders, okay? One contract. So you go to Nadex, you don't have that kind of risk because your risk is capped. And that way you have the ability to not get stopped out of trades, let things move, and have some confidence, relax a little bit, that you know exactly what your risk is be, you don't have to worry about things gapping and everything else. And I know some traders yesterday, they got hit pretty hard. Some traders made some good money, and some traders got wiped out. And you don't have to worry about margin calls. I mean, come on, I don't know anybody that had one. They usually had the money in there, but with a $3,000 to $4,000 move on single contracts, some people got some margin calls yesterday. At Nadex, they don't have to make margin calls. Okay, remember the Maytag commercials where the guy's sitting around and waiting on somebody, so he can actually get a repair call? Well, that's the guy at the Nadex margin call desk, because he's never having to make it. Now, it's a little bit flipped around, but he's not ever having to make that outbound margin call to anybody saying, hey, you owe money because you lost more than is in your account. That didn't happen at Nadex because your limit and your risk is always set, and you know what it is before you get in. Anyways, we're going to talk about how to use these, and you need to trade up to a new market. There's a lot of things going on in the market. There's a lot of things still going on. Europe is not over. And I've been talking about it for weeks, how Draghi's whole speech about we'll do anything and we'll give unlimited money to anybody was really just a bunch of fluff. And investors are starting to realize that. They're starting to see, and I actually saw a headline today for the first time where they actually said investors are starting to realize that the unlimited bond purchasing program comes with conditions, and therefore that has not, eased their worries. And so it's getting out there. People are figuring it out that it was just a big show, and all it's going to take is some spike in yields on Spain, and they're going to realize they have no solution in place. So you need to have something. You need to trade up to an instrument that's going to help you manage your risk. So hop at TFNN.com, click on it, Nadex, and definitely register for that in-person live training. Be there to answer all your questions and help you out, get you going. And as soon as you hop over there, click on the orange button at the top, create account. You can open a live account. Takes as little as 5 minutes from start to funded. You can start trading with everything involved. It's only $100 minimum to open an account. So you don't have to have like 5, 10, 20 grand to open an account. And there's trades you can do for $5, $10, $20. And also, if you want to open a demo account, right below that start button, click on open a demo account. And you can open it up right away, get immediate access to the platform. Takes less than 15 seconds. All you do is click right here, open a demo account, enter your first name, last name, username that you want to use, phone number and email address. They'll email you a password right after you've hit apply for demo, and then you can hop on and you can log right in. So, a lot of things coming up in the market, and, we've not seen the end of it. And the European Central Bank, and it's had its issues, obviously, and they haven't really made any true progress. And right here at home, we haven't really made a lot of progress because investor fears have not been, calmed at all. And they've went after that easy QE money, and but at the same time, economic conditions have not improved. And sticking money into bank savings accounts or bank investing accounts is not putting it in the money supply, is not going to improve economic conditions. People are going to figure that out. And, it's been a nice rally, but, what's left to make it go? So unless we just have some outstanding quarterly earnings coming up here in the next several weeks when earnings season starts up, or some great economic conditions start improving out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever because it hasn't worked on the last two, what do you got? So you got markets that are going to move. So how are you going to take advantage of that? And that's Nadex. And so looking at today's reports and what came out, we had a few things come out this morning, and nothing just, massive or huge. But we did have the long-term purchases. There was a lot of purchases on the U.S. bonds, $67 billion. They thought there would only be $37 billion. So, that's, I guess, good news. We've actually basically increased our debt dramatically. So, but anyway, so we got that going on, and then it's always good when you have a good bond purchase. Sort of funny, it's always good when you take on a whole lot of debt. But, we just keep piling it on, don't we? What is it? One of those things you don't get out of a hole with a shovel. Hello, Bernanke. And, the hidden inflation tax, and you got the current administration saying, hey, he doesn't want to raise taxes on anybody but the people above 250. But you don't see him getting up there and condemning QE, which is basically a taxation without legislation. It's a guaranteed tax on everybody's account, poor to rich, because it causes inflation. And it will cause inflation, and we will see it. And we've already seen a lot of it, even though they ignore it. But we've seen it in the, energies. We've seen it in the metals. And, eventually we're going to see it in everything. And that's sort of what he's banking on. He's banking on you seeing it in housing. So he's trying to make things more expensive, and that will spill over, which will make other things more expensive. So they're being taxed. Everybody's being taxed. The bottom 47% is being taxed, okay? So the people that don't pay taxes are being taxed. They're being taxed through inflation. And one day, maybe, some candidates will get out there and actually get that message across and make it clear and make sure people do understand that reality. But in the meantime, trade, compound it faster than they inflate it if you can. and just keep going. So, anyways, looking on over and checking out what else we got going on. We got Dudley talking, today, and so he's been in his little speech right now, and he has another one coming out at 4:30. And so we haven't seen a whole lot of movement out of his little, conversation, but it wasn't a big announcement. It was just, one of the later speeches that they do. They're doing them constantly. Actually, it looks like they bumped the speech. So they had to actually shift it a little bit. So they're rescheduling, and I guess he can officially come on now at 4:30. So, and, just going over national economic conditions, and he's also going to be taking questions, so be careful. But that won't be till 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. The market will be closed, and that's so convenient. So anyway, so there may be a little gap on the open on the other side, depending upon what comes out of his mouth. And let's see here, looking over at a few other areas. We're going to have the yen with their policy statement and their rate coming out tonight. So that could set up some U.S. yen trades. You could look at binary, spread, straddles. There's a lot of different things you could check out. And I don't know if any of y'all saw this. I'll see if I can pull it up in the commercial break. But it is absolutely hilarious. And I'm going to pull it up, but it's there's actually a poll on people's opinion of QE3. And it's actually a Fed poll. So it's where the Fed polled people. And I'm going to pull it up, see if I can find it. And I'll the answers, I guarantee you, they did not count on whenever they put this thing out there. But I will look that up here in a few minutes, and we'll go over it after the commercial break. But looking on to tomorrow, like I said, and then Bank of Japan, of course, will have their press conference. So that's going to, that'll affect markets. And just be ready for that one overnight, especially you yen traders out there. And going over and looking at the building permits, housing starts, existing home sales. So we had, of course, some moves in copper today a little bit. And we ought to be expecting, a real move tomorrow. And so if you're in copper, copper is very fun. It can move very fast. It can be very volatile. At the same time, okay, it can be very volatile. And I don't just mean trending. I mean up and down. So it can stop you out without you even knowing that you've got in. Okay, you get in, boom, you're out. So be very careful and use Nadex. Nadex has copper. They have copper for the spreads. The spreads are a lot like trading the underlying markets. They have the binaries. Great to go in and straddle on the news with. And you're going to have several opportunities tomorrow to straddle the news. You're going to have the 8:30 report with the building permits and the housing starts. Building permits being the heavier of the two because they're showing future economic activity in the housing market versus housing starts are looking at, of course, what's already happened that's in progress. And then existing home sales showing are people able to flip their houses. So if they are, then of course that's a good thing and good for the market and everything else. But those reports come out at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central for the 10 o'clock Eastern, 9:30 Central for the existing home sales. Stay right there. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on Tiger TV with her small cap roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kate Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
All right. Thanks for staying right there, folks. Coming on back and checking this out. Okay, this was just too funny to not share. So let me see if I can pull up this list right here. This is actually on the Facebook San Francisco website. They do all these polls all the time. And if you go to facebook.com SF Fed Reserve, you can actually see the poll. But I thought just for fun, we'd go through this and see. This is they put this poll out there. And not only did they, like, you can do different ways you can do polls. But they made it an open poll where you could put your own wording and people could vote on it. So absolutely hilarious. And this is, they said basically, what's your opinion? What effect do you think that QE3 will have on the U.S. economy? And I mean, it doesn't get better than this when somebody asks for something and they're like, hey, by the way, we decided to hose you over and we know you don't like it, but just for fun, we want to ask you what you think about it. And that's basically what this poll is. And you go in here and let's check this out. Okay, the top one that came in, long-term disastrous. Negative. Thanks for the $5 gas. I can't believe you think this will work. Buyer Bernanke. I mean, squeeze the poor, the elderly, and the middle class. So, I mean, obviously, there's some people, at least somebody's realizing that it is a taxation on everybody. And then you go down to the continued misallocation of capital, wealth transfer to ultra-rich and federal cronies, because it's basically just going into banks. But it's not the rich as in the 250,000. So, that can be obviously a misconstrued thing there. More dollars for Goldman, lower real wages for the masses. State-enforced Ponzi was very popular. Supported for rigged, manipulated markets. Obviously. So, regressive redistribution of wealth to Wall Street bankers. Zimbabwe. So, you know, I actually had a conference and I handed out trillions of dollars to people. And not fake money, real money. And it was Zimbabwe dollars. You can buy them on eBay. It's hilarious. But you can go on there and you can just buy trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars over in the market over there. And so, or just on eBay. I mean, so it's a great giveaway. And if you want to educate people about QE3, give them Zimbabwe money. But may not be the exact same issue, but it's the exact same issue. It's just the U.S. is a lot bigger. So printer toner shortage. So basically running out of printer toner to make money there. I'm a big bank and I love it. So I thought that was hilarious. So somebody's voting for it there. Got gold and instead of got milk. Positive. I don't know who these like 27 people were, but they actually thought it was good. And then great idea, Dr. Gideon Gano, Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. Crony bankster bailout on the banks. This is probably my favorite. I'm going to be rich, biatch, trillionaires everywhere. So me and my wife rolled on that one for like the entire night. So anyways, get the counterfeit money early. So just run in and grab it. Treason, which it's actually was treason previous to the Fed. They weren't allowed to do this. They could be shot. So for printing money without something backing it. Hyperinflation. By U.S. economy, do you mean corrupt political banks to hacks? So only really supports top 486 people's assets, which equals bottom 150 million in U.S. Continue fleecing of the sheeple. Neutral. So it looks like there was 14 people that had no opinion. So they probably don't have a lot of opinions about a lot of things. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different response. So what was that? I think that was Einstein's definition of insanity. Let's just arrest the Fed banksters and megabank banksters. See Revolution French. Thought this one was great. Where's my free puppy? So everybody's getting something. I want something too. Beatings will continue until morale improves. Bitcoin, and then bullish for World War III. And then obviously there's already there is 9 people voting for Ron Paul already to get elected in 2016. And Zero Hedge grabbing a lot more fans in the process. Thanks to the Fed, we'll all be millionaires, but a loaf of bread, unfortunately, will cost $100,000. And then a trader obviously said, let's go ahead and short the hopium. Positive for those transitioning to Bitcoin. And then as a debtor, I like inflation. It makes everything cheaper and all my stuff, you know. So, like, obviously, I make more money and my debt doesn't grow with inflation. So that person, had a little bit of an economic perspective there. And where's the Hayek when you need him? Someone there should read Currency Wars. So definitely, we were all talking about currency wars with China. I mean, come on, seriously? Warm up the helicopter's bin. So on a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone dropped to 0. Remember, this is not like somebody's top 10 list. This is a poll the Federal Reserve asked for. On a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone dropped to 0. I'll see a few people actually voted for all of the above statements. Abandon all hope, ye who supply liquidity here. Record helicopter sales, so it should be good for Bell. And might be initially good, but long-term quite problematic. So I guess it depends on what your definition of problematic is, or long-term is. Great job. Only took 100 years to print yourself into owning the U.S. Stay right there. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, welcome on back to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Just looking at some comical relief. We got to have some sort of humor going on in the midst of all these things happening. With QE and everything else. And the Federal Reserve, not only are they robbing us, but at least they're giving us something to laugh at. And again, over on Faceplant or, Facebook.com, depending upon how you want to look at it, they issued this little thing. And I just want to wrap up the list for you. You can check it out, of course, over on the Facebook website as well. But it is absolutely hilarious. So anyways, we're going down and checking out. So talks about the greater interest rates in metals and brass and lead, but this is they asked for these responses. So I can't, of course, read all of them on the air. I'm not quite sure what my rules are, but propping up bankrupt derivative contract, QE will guarantee Jim Grant's promotion to Fed head. Positive but not big or specific enough. That got 3. Wow. So new, I don't even know how many digits that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know. That's more than $1 trillion. It's a lot of votes. New, I don't know, $100 trillion coin. Obama on reverse. Obama on one side, Bernanke on the other side, and it's just enough for a gallon of gas. Nice. Of course, we got Fire Obama and Fire Bernanke. Money from heaven will be the path to hell. Wow, that's a bit extreme. The danger must be growing because the rowers keep a rowing. So, and that is true. This is the last bullet in the chamber. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do next. Besides say, please spend your money. because that's about all they're going to have left. So, disastrous in the Fed, re-inflating that bubble with no exit. $16 trillion in secret loans and $16 trillion in debt. It doesn't matter. So, what? Me worry? Life is too short to concern myself with all this. And then this quote actually got a mention on the Wall Street Journal. I just found this in the commercial break. And I was looking over at a Wall Street Journal blog, and they actually are bringing this up, talking about how it's not getting a lot of likes over on Facebooks. And they said perhaps the most positive comment was, "Thanks, Fed, I'm buying an iPhone 5." So, they go. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. One person just writes, "Yeah," so just riding it on down there. So I woke a few of you up just now, and from Texas, so we have no problem with that. But anyway, so I mean, they just go on and on and on. If you want to see some really funny comments, you can go over here, and I definitely can't read all these on the air. But some people just go off, and they really let people know what they think. And so if you want some humor on it, definitely you can check out over on Zero Hedge. I was checking that out, and this is literally people's comments, and I mean, people just are absolutely upset. So, and then upset is really an extreme word. There's a bunch of sellers going on, and it's entertaining to say the least. So you got to have a little entertainment in the midst of all this crisis, right? And what else are you going to do? And so anyways, but they'll definitely, they're telling it like it is. They're telling exactly what they think's going on. And, if you want to see what some people are saying, let's see what I can read. And, I mean, they're posting this, step by step. They're like, this just keeps getting better and better and better because people keep adding more and more comments. And, so we got a nice quote here. We got TFNN host going, "Man, buy the people for the people, baby." And so, of course, we also got the In the Fed. But, I mean, you can go in and, I mean, there's statements about what people really think about this. I do sort of, I've heard it before, but I guess it just really stuck, the whole faceplant thing. And, there's a few polls that are like F you, Bernanke. They wanted to add that to the list. Apparently that one didn't make it on. I don't know why. And, they're like, people, I mean, just over and over. And, I mean, there's a pretty creative use of words. So you can check that out. You can see the link up there on the site. So, but, they just go, on and on about this. And it means nothing. That's the issue, is it means nothing. It made a lot of people excited. They got in, and... we're going to have to deal with it now. So, and our children are going to have to deal with it, and our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren, and our great-great-grandchildren. And whether or not you're, a person of faith, heard a great verse this weekend at service. The pastor's wife actually said it, and without trying to be political one way or the other, she said, just, think about and pray about the elections. Make sure you have one out and registered to vote. I'm not excited either way when it comes right down to it. But she said, you know what? A good man leaves an inheritance to his children and his children's children, not debt. So just, putting it in perspective. And I'm not saying that either candidate is great, but I'm saying we need to find some that are. But anyways, back to the market. Like I said, I had to go off tangent there. And when you see something like that, you just got to share. Anyways, going over and checking out the rest of the news, what is coming up for the week. And we got Lacker also, by the way, is going to be speaking tonight. So Dudley and Lacker, the FOMC out there, they have a lot of things to say. So apparently they're talking tonight at 7:45 Eastern and 6:45 Central Time there, depending upon where you are. And let's see here. Let's go ahead. Let's check out, like I said, we got the home sales tomorrow. Copper being the thing to watch on that. Of course, that'll affect everything. That'll affect the dollar. It's going to affect gold. It's going to affect the market, of course. But it's going to affect, of course, housing stocks. So on the open there. But definitely is going to be a big copper mover. So that's when you trade copper, if you want to know when the movement's going to happen. Anyways, let's check out what else we got. We got crude oil inventories. Yesterday, oh my gosh. So this happened right as I was getting off the air. And I was just dying. I was like, I want to show so many examples of this. But, I mean, do you see this? I mean, if we go down to the 1 minutes, I mean, this isn't like a, period of time where it took time to happen. I mean, it dropped down. I mean, this one bar, bam. And it moved down, it pulled up, and it finished on back down at the end of the day. And, again, that all comes down to them pumping a bunch of money right out there, and they're not only not pumping the money. I'm sorry, opening the pumps for the oil reserve. So it's a pretty interesting mix. I mean, this presidential candidate in office, whatever you want to call him, has really put the trifecta together. So, but he's got the printing going on, and with all that money coming out from the Fed, and of course that's going to increase commodity prices. So they're like, hey, we'll make this easy. We'll just increase the supply, and so they dump a bunch of oil out. And they said, oh, well, prices have been rising, and there was a recent hurricane, and so we really feel like we need to open the supplies. I'm like, the hurricane wasn't yesterday, and yeah, they've been rising like all along. We didn't see you doing this at $105. So, I mean, perfect election season, combination, and along with everything else that he's doing. So let's look at, what else is going on here. We got, the trifecta being the social programs, the food stamps for the masses, and people driving an Lexus and, carrying around the, food stamps to buy their food. But I don't know if that quite makes sense. And checking out this right here, looking over at, let's see, we got tomorrow. We got that wrapped up. We got September 20th coming right up around the corner. That's going to be on Thursday. And kids for the president. And that's great. Let's see here. So we got the Bank of Japan. I mean, it's just going to be making announcements all week long. So U.S. yen should be definitely a pair to be watching starting tonight. And looking over at a couple other areas, you got some reports coming out of France. So they're going to have their PMIs coming out. You're going to have German PMIs coming out. You're going to have the Spanish 10-year bond auction. So don't be forgetting about that one, okay? September 20th, and we're going to be watching, seeing where those rates go. They've been edging higher and higher. So they were 6.65 last time, and they break that 7 mark again. And we're going to be, and 6 is obviously not a comfortable rate. And they may be pushing 7 soon. So we'll see exactly how that goes. But, they've been edging up there. And I think that we're going to see, we may see some disappointment because there isn't a solution at all. And then we got unemployment claims, of course, every Thursday. And scroll that on over to natural gas, of course, coming out with natural gas storage. And a lot of times people are trading natural gas. They're like, what just happened? Natural gas storage every Thursday, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. So always have that one on your clock, okay? Put that on your reminders, whatever you need to do, but make sure you don't forget about that. If you're in natural gas, you need to know that's coming out. Draghi. So Mr. Draghi is going to come out, and he's going to give us some more entertaining commentary on how he's done nothing and, made it sound really good. And that's going to come out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, 11 o'clock Central. 12 Eastern there. So Mario Draghi is going to have a nice big ECB conference. And following up with him, we're going to have another FOMC member speaking. So, I mean, it's just a little carousel, and they're just going around and around and around and having conversations. But be watching out for that Draghi speech on Thursday. That should have an impact on the markets. Good, bad, ugly, I don't know. It just depends on what comes out of his mouth. I don't know what else the guy can say at this point. But I'm sure he'll have something positive to say. And it may be, yeah, I know the Spanish 10-year bond auction was bad, and we're willing to buy their bonds, but they won't do anything. That might be what's coming out of his mouth if they have a bad bond auction. And looking over on Friday, it's going to be pretty quiet. We're going to have, basically nothing in the U.S. Lockhart's going to be speaking again. Can you believe all this? I mean, like, FOMC. I mean, it's just like the FOMC week of conversation. Anyways, so we got a lot of things going on. And but basically, you're looking at U.S. yen, you're looking at the Spanish bond auction, you're looking at Draghi talking, and you're looking at constant FOMC speeches this week. So that's really it. I'm sorry, and the housing market. So we're going to have all the housing numbers coming out for copper tomorrow. That at least put all that together, and you can sort of put together a trading plan of what markets you want to focus on and how you want to trade it. And some of the best ways to trade, of course, I think, are over on Nadex. And we will, pull up and look at just a couple possibilities on ways that you could take advantage of the Nadex platform. And we'll do that right now. So if you haven't already, again, hop on TFNN.com, sign up on Nadex, and let me log in real quick. And I'll show you the possibilities that exist. Let's see here. And like I said, you can definitely pick your markets. So they got a wide variety. And the markets are usually going to close about when the floor closes. So you got to sort of get in before that happens. But that shouldn't be a problem tomorrow. And we'll see for copper, because the announcement's coming out in the morning. And you can do binaries or you can do spreads. On copper, I really prefer probably the binaries just because of the way that they tick. And so you can go in and the dailies will open up. There's also weeklies, by the way. So you can hop in on the weeklies right now and you can trade them. So if you think there's a big move coming up in copper, you want to analyze the market, you're looking at support, resistance zones, things like that. So if I pull up copper here and I go in and I back on up, and you can see she's been moving. So quite a bit. And let's back out even a little bit further here. We'll go on out to a week to sort of see what the trend looks like. So we definitely got some room up there to a potential 4 by the week's end. So who knows? I mean, this thing could really go. If it does, then you got week right here, okay? And you can go and you could buy like the 395s for $9.50. You put that trade on for $9.50. Then if you want to do, let's say, 10 of them for $95, you can make $905 if copper expires at the end of the week above 395.5. So let's hop on over here, and that's a possibility. So we got a big spike. Let's see, yesterday there was a nice big move, and so we could have another big spike like that and get on up there. So that is one way to look at it. Now you don't have to wait till it expires above it. All right, if it gets to 395.5, so let's say I put this order in right now and I hit place order. Okay, now I have an open position in the market. And, I'm on the demo, so it's a little bit different. But I can go in here, and I can put in an order to close the position, but I can close it, say, at 50. Why at 50? Well, when the market is trading right at the strike price that I bought, then the binary will be basically at a 50-50 chance, right? Because it's 50-50. It's going to be above or below where it's at right now at expiration. So I know the price will be 50 when... of that strike, the price to buy or sell the binary would be right around $50 when the market gets there, if the market gets there. So by doing $50, then whenever it gets there, I risk $10 to make 50, so I netted a $40 profit. And I can even go in, I can straddle it, I can sell on the downside, and I can go over here and say sell like the say 360.5 if that makes sense on my charts, and pull that up and go, you know what, that does make sense on my charts. And so seeing that right here, I mean, that's definitely a possibility. That's not a massive move. And, it was there 2 days ago. So, for 365. And if I go on down a little bit further, let's see, 360.5. Let's see, that's still not a massive move by the week's end. So I could actually end up making money possibly on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and say, sell 10 of these and put it in, and my orders will be working for me. And then once that's done, I can go in and I can put an order into, flip that around. And so I sold those, and I can say, you know what, I want to buy them back at $50. If either side gets filled, okay, on the take profit, I made 50, I risked 20, I netted, $30 on the trade and total profit. And if both sides get filled, because it could go up on Wednesday, it could come back down by Friday, then I could actually make $100 on a $20 risk trade, not even being directional, knowing that it's a housing week that's going to move the copper market. So stay right there. We'll check out a few more details on this last trade here when we come back after the commercial break.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, welcome on back to the Diagnostic Trading Hour, having fun at the Tiger's Den and just having fun in general with the markets here. So, again, not a whole lot going out. We're going to go ahead and we were talking about looking over at these deals. Okay, we got all our fills over here. And so now I want to go over and I want to adjust my take profits. So I got all 10 contracts filled on this. And so I'm going to adjust that number right there to 10 and then hit amend order. And if you didn't notice how I did that, it's pretty simple. Just click on the working orders section. If you can't find it, you can click working orders up here. And you might have to scroll down on your screen, and then click the green arrow next to the open position. And that'll allow you to make a working order to close it. On the working order, click at the green arrow next to the working order, and that'll allow you to amend it. So go ahead and hit 10 right there, hit amend, and now I have those working for me. So if overnight, if tomorrow it flies up, it flies down, if by the end of the week the trade happens, then I can make some good money. I'm only risking a couple $100 and could make several hundred in the process, and may even make more, could make $600 on the trade if it does fly up and then flies back down by the end of the week, or vice versa. So a lot of different ways to do it, a lot of different ways to take advantage of it. So, just wanted to, show you a couple different ways to play copper, play the housing market, and, take advantage of Nadex. So again, sign up for Nadex.com at Nadex.com, and again, the link over there on TFNN.com gives you direct access to be able to open your account and check it out. So now let's check out a summary of several things. So let's go ahead and look at this. We'll summarize the market, wrap that up for you. We got the S&P sort of down 3 points still. We got the Russell down 5. We got NASDAQ down, or up 1.75 now. We got the Dow up just 1 on the day. We got copper still sort of did the same thing. Gold is pretty flat. And looking over at the ags, we got corn is down 1% on the day. And soybeans also making a big move, down about 1% on the day as well, actually 1.3. Looking over at the currencies, Aussie dollar down 34, euro dollar still down 81 now, and pound dollar basically flat, and not much has changed here in the last hour on the pound. So, a lot of different ways to look at it, a lot of different things to think about, but just be ready, make your plan, look at those fundamental things to see when are the orders going to be placed. And look at where the orders have been placed on your technical charts to see, what are the expectations. We talk about, deviation levels, implied deviation levels, and how to take advantage of that. And, so there's just a lot of different things that you can go in and that you can take advantage of. But, I just want to bring a few things to light for you. By the way, if you're ever trying to figure out what times things trade, let me show you this right here. Go to Nadex.com, click on Markets, and then let's say you're looking at the metals. So you go over to commodities. And on commodities, you'll see contract specs. And on contract specs, then you'll see gold, silver, copper, etc. And they'll have the details for the binaries. So what hours they trade, how far apart are the strikes. So every strike that's listed. How many contracts will there be? Like during the 2-hour trades, there'll be 3. During the daily ones, there'll be 23 strikes. On the weekly, there'll be 13 strikes. And they'll be proportionately, wider or narrow, and it tells you all the details right there and the hours of when they're available for you to trade. And then as well for the bull spreads, you'll be able to see the details on that, and the range, the width of the spreads, the boxes, and how many boxes will be available, what hours they'll be trading, what tick sizes are, how they tick. So all that information right there on the Nadex website. Y'all have a great day. And look forward to talking tomorrow right here on the Diagnostic Trading Hour at TFNN.com and TFNN.mobi.